Hello everyone, welcome to Homework Help. If you find the videos useful, please subscribe to the channel. So in this video, we'll solve this problem using the concepts of vector addition. So as per the problem, the vectors P and Q are distinct unit vectors that are placed in a tail-to-tail position. And if these two vectors have an angle of 60 degree between them, determine the magnitude of 2P minus Q. So the first step is to draw the two given vectors P and Q in a tail-to-tail position. So this can be vector P and this can be vector Q. And the angle between them is 60 degrees. Now both vectors P and Q are distinct unit vectors. The unit vectors are vectors whose magnitude is 1. Therefore, we can conclude that magnitude of P is equal to the magnitude of Q, which is equal to 1. So there is a very important concept we need to understand and memorize. Now, if we arrange the vectors like this with an angle between them, then the third side in this triangle represents a vector that is equal to the difference of these two vectors. So how do we prove that? So I can show you the steps. So let's assume the side CB is represented by vector x going from C to B. So vector P represents a vector from A to B, so vector AB. Now vector AB goes from point A to point B. An alternate way to go from A to B is to go from A to C and then C to B. Now vector AB is given as vector P. Vector AC is vector Q. And vector CB is vector X. So now we can isolate vector X by subtracting vector Q from both sides. So vector x is equal to the difference between vectors p and q. So you don't have to show this as part of your steps, but this is just for your understanding so that you understand that the third side in this triangle going from C to B or vector CB represents vector p minus q. Now we have to find the magnitude of 2p minus q. So for that, we'll have to draw another diagram for vectors 2p and q. Now vector 2p will have a magnitude equal to 2 because we are multiplying the unit vector by a scalar quantity, so which is 2. So that's why the magnitude of 2p will be double that of vector p. And the magnitude of q will be the same, 1. So that means the length of vector AB or the 2p should now be double that of vector p. So in our diagram, this vector 2p should be double the length of vector p. And vector q should be the same and going in the same direction. because the angle between these vectors hasn't been changed. So this is the diagram we have to use to find the magnitude of 2p minus q. So as we discussed in the previous diagram, so vector 2p minus q will be represented by the third side in this triangle. So if I label the corners, so it's the third side is represented by, or vector zy is represented by vector 2p minus q. So there's a very important concept we need to understand and memorize. Now we can find the magnitude of 2p minus q, or the length of side zy in this triangle, by using cosine law equation, because we know the length of the other two sides and the included angle. So our step is, so this is the cosine law equation, and now we can sub in the values for the side lengths. Now we can evaluate the terms. 2 square is 4, 1 square is 1, so 4 plus 1 is 5. Now 2 times 1 is 4, and cos of 60 is 0.5, so 4 times 0.5 is 2. And 5 minus 2 is 3, and now we can apply square root to both sides. So on the left side, the square root and the square cancel each other out. So we get square root of 3 as the magnitude of 2p minus q. So this should be the final answer for this problem. So these are the steps you have to keep in mind to solve a problem like this one. So I hope you'll find this video useful. Please share it, like it, and subscribe to Homework Help. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye.